Hello, all, and thank you for joining us. We're Team 14, and we're here to present and walk through all of our data-driven look through the Ford Motor Company EV business. We're going to find out what's working, what's not, what are the biggest opportunities, and where they lie. And we're going to connect some dashboard insight to clear business actions and understand what direction can be taken in the future so that leadership can prioritize what the next moves can be. In this first slide, you will see that we connected with the Ford and the branding, along with one of the electric vehicles that are in high demand. And you will find as we discuss the remaining of the presentation. Here's a little introduction to the organization and the industry. In this case, we chose technology and doing a deep dive in electric vehicle industry with Ford Company. With this presentation, our group will analyze what challenges and opportunities facing Ford Company within the EV industry. We're going to use real and simulated data, and we will examine how battery production costs, supply chain limitations, government incentives, and influence profitability and consumer behavior across different markets and different regions. In this slide, we gave a little backstory of Ford and how it became entered the electric vehicle industry. So Ford has been exploring electric vehicles for a very long time. It dated back to the 1900s. And our goal is just to give a little insight of Ford has not just entered the EV industry. It's been around for a while. It's just a matter of putting the right pieces together to make sure that they're a strong competitor within the new EV market. Our goal is to identify actionable insights that will help Ford strengthen its competitive position, maximize revenue, and enhance sustainability in the rapidly growing EV market. Now, through the Power BI dashboards, we're going to present key visualizations that will help illustrate the performance trends, market differences, and strategic recommendations to address Ford's overarching question: how to maximize EV profitability while balancing supply and demand. Here we discuss a little bit about the background, the type of regions that we're looking at. So in this case, we're looking at US, Europe, and Asia. We're looking at the models, the EV models that we're going to discuss, and government incentives and what that looks like, in addition to buyer loyalty. Here we're going to give a little dashboard overview. So in the next slides, we're actually going to look at the dashboard itself and all of the key areas through our analysis, where we're going to look at the regional performance, battery costs, government incentives, and loyalty trends. Our findings show that Europe leads in EV profits while battery production remains a major factor affecting margins. Incentives show a small impact in sales when it comes to purchasers who are looking and buying Ford vehicles and EV vehicles. They're not they're not driven by incentives, um, suggesting that Ford's brand is strong and plays a large role. And then we also look at some key insights that we found in addition to everything else and being able to answer our question. All right. In this visualization, we're actually going to look at answering the question of how to maximize profitability. In this visual dashboard, we're going to discuss the overarching question, which is how Ford can maximize profitability in its EV segment while navigating supply chain constraints and shifting global demand. In this tab, we have the data and where it is stored. Here we will see the overview where we can see the revenue, the net profit, the profit margin, and the units sold, depending on the region that we're going to look at. In this case, we're going to take a brief overview of each of the regions and where they stand. You'll see the shift in all of the numbers according to the region that we're looking at. So for the total revenue, we're looking at 1.2 million in the US, Asia 1.9, and Europe leading in the total revenue and all the other margins at 2.27 million dollars. In this net profit unit, you can see that the two bestseller vehicles is the Ford F-150 and the Mustang Mach-E. If we're looking at Asia, it is the same. Both vehicles are high in demand. And in the US, it's still consistent across all of the regions. Here we look at the production cost versus the profit per vehicle. Now, this is the comparison of the battery cost versus the incentives applied. So you can see that Europe is still leading in this area. So to answer the question, in order for Ford to maximize its profitability, Ford should prioritize sales in high margin regions such as Europe and Asia, and Ford should also scale production of high performing EV models, the Ford, and focus on the Ford F-150 Lightning and the Mustang Mach-E. Our team also found key insights from data specific to the US and across different regions. EV is high in demand and sales are growing faster among the younger consumer and mid-price models. Ford's market position is competitive, but is lagging behind Tesla in brand perception and range. Customer priorities. Um, right now are affordability and charging convenience, and that's something that we can target. There is a high adoption in the West Coast and gives opportunity to expand our infrastructure. So there's a little bit of more information detailing what that can look like and some facts that you guys are more than welcome to look at um, after the presentation. The business impact will help give an idea of what to focus on, which is focusing on the EV models, the Ford Lightning and the Mach-E, and to target that area under 50K, which is a larger growing segment, emphasize a real world reliability and cost savings over luxury features, and we can lead with affordable EV in that space, and then also strengthen the battery supply chain partnerships to cut out production delays. Thank you all for listening, and we look forward to hearing any feedback. All right.